Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Peak Signing Agents podcast with your host, me, DVO, Derek Van Otten. And again, thank you all for tuning in to another episode. I've got a pretty cool, nifty little item I just got for my business. Can you guess what it is? Well, you've probably read the title of this episode. It's an NFC Business Card. Do you know what an NFC Business Card is my question. Well, whether you do, whether you don't, this episode I'm talking about business cards. Whether it's the typical 3.5 by 2-inch card stock that we've all had for years, paper business cards, digital business cards, and NFC business cards. I'm going to talk about all of these on this episode, my opinions on all of it, and how we can help your business. So, let's start with your typical business card, right? We've all probably have them. I mean, you should have them if you don't. They're 3.5 by 2. They're the size of a credit card, just like the NFC card that I was just showing you. But we'll get to that. Business cards. I see a lot of people posting about their business cards. Like, hey, I've just created my business cards. Give me your opinion. What do you think about them? And I'll be honest with you guys. A lot of them don't look that great in my opinion. So on this episode, I just want to say, this is my opinion. This is purely my opinion. I'm not saying you have to or do not do certain things. I'm just saying this is my opinion. If something works for you, then do it. I just want to make it easier for you. I just want to help you guys build your business, okay? And scale your business. So let's talk about my card. I personally have my card. Has a little bit of a scenery. I think cards should be simple, sweet, to the point. Basically, like the episode I did on the creating the ideal profile. Keep it short, keep it simple, keep it sweet, keep it to the point. And so you don't want a lot of busy work. That's what I see when I see a lot of signing agents posting their business cards. The problem I have with a lot of them is they're so busy. There's so much happening with them. And I think it's distracting to the person you're trying to give it to. There's just so much happening. So I want to share with you, and I've gone through a few variations of my business card. The version that I have right now, I am, the most happy with. I'm very pleased with it. So, I'll share with you guys why I have the formatted the way I do. Mine has a little bit of a scenery in the back. It's just something simple. It's a sun setting behind mountains. Again, my company is Peak Signing, so it kind of goes with the theme. And with the sun setting, it kind of gives an orange hue, and that's my color scheme. My color scheme is like an orange color because I think a lot of people use a lot of reds and blues, so I use orange to kind of stand out and be a little different. Plus, orange is a little brighter of a pop of a color, so that's why I do that. Now, on my business card is my logo. That's the very top. That's the biggest thing on my business card. Now, if you're watching on YouTube or Spotify, you'll kind of see some of this. But anyway, my logo is the very top of my business card. It's the biggest thing in there. Why? Branding. I am branding myself as a signing agent, as a signing service. My logo is my brand. So I want you guys to think about branding for a minute. And if you don't have a logo, that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. But I want you to think about this. If you're traveling anywhere in the country, if you've been on a road trip, and you maybe are getting a little hungry, what are you looking for 40 feet in the air? The Golden Arches, right? If you've been on a road trip, the Golden Arches, McDonald's, they purposefully, because of branding, have put themselves like 40 feet in the air. You know the Golden Arches. You're very familiar with what that is. Why are you familiar with that? Branding. It's branding. So my logo is the very top of my business card for branding. I want them to get used to seeing my logo. They're going to see it on my invoices. They're going to see it on my social media posts. I want them to get used to seeing my logo. My logo is the very top, and it's the biggest thing on my business card. Below my business card is my name. So if you don't have a logo, I think that's totally fine. But put your name. Make that like the biggest thing. And your title. So especially if you don't have a logo, definitely put your title. What's your title? Notary Public. That's our title. Now I'll tell you, I only put Notary Public. If I were you, because I see some signing agents put the the term loan signing agent or signing agent as their title. I wouldn't only use that. The reason is, through all my marketing, to real estate agents, to loan officers, to escrow title officers or attorneys, not one of them knows what a signing agent is. Not one. But how many know what a notary public is? All of them. They all know what a notary public is. So that is the only title I put on my business card. You can put loan signing agent, like I said, that's fine, but I wouldn't leave that as a standalone. I would definitely put notary public. Now, my company logo, Peak Signing. What is Peak Signing? Is that a company that makes signs? No, right? We don't do that. We are signing documents. And if I put my title notary public, well, now it's very understandable. If they just saw that, my logo, my name, and my title, they're going to know exactly what I do, especially if I'm walking in to a real estate type of business. Again, mortgage, title, real estate, realtor office. They're going to know exactly what I do just from that. Okay? So that's on the top of my business card. And then, so again, it's my logo, it's my name, it's my title of notary public. Now below that is my contact. It's going to be my phone number and my email. Because that's how they're going to contact me, right? And purposefully, it's my phone number first and then my email. Why? It's purely aesthetics. Because my phone number is shorter than my email address. So I'm going to put my contact information, and it's going to be in the order of my phone number, my email. And I used to put icons next to that. I used to put a phone icon next to my phone number, an email icon next to my email address, and then a World Wide Web logo next to the website. I got rid of that. Why? Because people are not idiots. They know exactly when they look at a business card, they know exactly which one is the phone number, which one is the email, which one's the website. You know, so tacky me, I put little icons. So I got rid of that. The other thing that I got rid of on my business cards were other logos. So my logo is the top. But then I used to put other logos on my cards. I used to put like the NNA logo, the loan signing system logo. I put those on my cards because I thought it just showed, oh, I'm certified. I've taken training courses. But as I would go out marketing and I would say, oh, by the way, I'm certified through the National Notary Association. They would just look at me like, what's that? So I was foolish enough to think that everyone that got into loan signings, including escrow and title officers, went through the NNA. Guess what? They don't. They don't go that route. All right. They have their own course to learn how to become escrow, title officers, attorneys. They have their own course to go through it. Then they just go get their notary commission with the state. They have no idea what that is. I removed those logos because I am now giving them a card with multiple logos on it. Which company is mine? If they don't know who I am, they're meeting me for the first time. Which logo is mine? I just gave them a card with multiple logos on it. I got rid of all the other logos because I just wanted my logo to stand out. I wanted to brand only my company or myself. I only wanted to do that type of branding. And I didn't want to confuse anybody. I got rid of all the other logos. And again, it just made it more busy. It made my card more busy, and I didn't want that. So I got rid of them. In fact, the first variation is I removed it from the front of my card and put it on the back of my card. So on the back of my card, I was putting these other certification courses. I got rid of that. I put nothing on the back of my card anymore. And I'll tell you why. Let's just say I give my card to somebody and they put it down. Let's just say they put it upside down, my card. And they put my card upside down on their desk. But on the back of my card are logos. So what do they do with the card? Upside down on their desk? They just leave it. Because it's just a card, right? They just leave it there. But if there's nothing on the back of my card, and they put my card down, upside down, I want you to think about it. If you sat down at your desk, you sat down at a desk, and there's a card that's staring at you blank, what are you going to do with it? I feel very confident that you're going to flip it over. Are you not? Because you just don't want to look at a blank. You're curious. What is that blank card? What is that blank card? Or I don't want a blank card sitting there. I want it facing up. It just looks funny that there's a blank card staring at me. So they're going to flip it over. So the top of my card, my branding is always going to be staring at them in the face. So I removed everything from the back of my card. Now I understand some people put things on there. They might put their insurance, their bond, like how much of bond do I have? How much insurance do I have? You can do that, but what's the point? Are they asking how much insurance do you have? I mean, they could write that on the back of your card, right? If they really cared. Most companies are not asking how much insurance do you have? How much of a bond do you have? I've had a company ask me, but it's like 1 out of 100 that have asked me how much insurance I have. I don't put it on the back of my cards. Some people put their schedule. I'm only available this time. Or I only service these counties. You can do that. I personally wouldn't. That's just me. Because unless you're dead set on that. If you're dead set, like I'm only, like, okay, for example, hey, I'm retired. I only want to be available these hours or these days. Yeah, sure. Or in this area. If you're dead set on that, sure. Go ahead and put that on there if you feel it's important. But if it's not that important to you, if you think it's going to change, like, hey, I'm only available in these areas, that might change in the future. I only have this much insurance. That might change in the future. I wouldn't put anything like that on my card. Again, it just makes it more busy once again, especially if hardly anyone asks for that information. If they ask, they can write it on the back of your card if it's important to them. So I put nothing on the back of my card anymore because I don't want them looking at anything else. I want them to flip my card over. I want them to always be seeing my branding, my name, my logo. I always want them seeing that. So the back of my cards are blank. And there's no other logo but my own. So again, it's the logo, it's my name, it's my title, it's my phone number, it's my email. If you have a website, put your website, put my website there. So my website is there, and also my social media handle. So if they were interested in finding me on social media. So that is on the front of my card. And then I put a picture. The picture I have is actually my podcast picture. So it's the podcast picture. Because obviously it has a picture of me there, but it also kind of shows them like, oh, this is just me, right? It just shows them, oh, he's a little invested in this notary world. He has a podcast about it. So it's not important. I don't care if they look at it. Again, they're not going to be listening to my podcast. I don't really care. It's just a picture of me is really what matters. And then it has a QR code that they can scan. So let's talk about that. Your picture. You don't have to put a picture, but it's fine. Nothing wrong with that. If you're going to get a picture. I talked about on my episode on creating the ideal profile. I told you it does not have to be a professional headshot. All right, it doesn't have to be on your profile. Just have a nice picture, especially if maybe you smiling. If you're going to put it on a business card, that is a very more professional level because you're talking with a lot of professional people. I would have a professional picture. You can pay someone to do headshots or you don't have to. I just had my wife recently take headshots for me. And I talked about it on the episode. We got a clear background behind me. I dressed up. She got a picture in portrait mode on the phone and took pictures, high quality pictures with good lighting. We put we opened windows, we had lights on, and we took good quality pictures for my headshots, for some new headshots that I just did in portrait mode through my iPhone. These smartphones have great cameras built in. They do. I mean, a professional photographer won't tell you that, but I mean, their cameras are better. I'll give them that. They're spending thousands of dollars. But, I mean, it'll get the job done, okay? I'm trying to help you guys out here. Save money. But I have a professional picture. But there was a lady recently that posted, said, hey, what do you think about my mock-up for my business card? And I right away, I was like, I do not like her picture. I mean, she looked great in it. She looked fabulous in her picture. But for our job, it was not the right pose. In the pose, she was sitting in a chair, but she had a very kind of stern face. Hey, that pose is great for maybe modeling clothing items, maybe modeling some jewelry, maybe modeling, an item, but for a professional service, it was not the right pose. So I wasn't sure, like, how should I say this? I looked at the comments, and everyone had already said it already to her. And she was like, hey, thanks, everybody, because I don't want to... It made her look standoffish. She had a very, stern face. Nothing wrong with it. It just wasn't good for our business, for a service industry, right? You don't want to look like... Hey, you don't look approachable, is what I should say. Have a good smile. Make sure you're smiling in your picture. Have a nice professional pose. So if you're going to have a picture, make sure it's professional. Make sure you look approachable, welcoming, smiling. That's what they're going to look at. That's how they're going to remember you. So if you're going to have a logo, do that. And then, like I said, I have my podcast logo with my picture, and then I have a QR code. That way they can just pull out their phone and scan that QR code. And it'll go right to my link tree, which will send them to my website, will send them to my podcast, will send them to my social media. All through my one QR code will send them to all of that. Now, if I was to put a QR code on the back, I also think that would be okay. That's just my opinion. I think a QR code on the back would be okay because it's just a QR code. You can't really tell what it is. If it was sitting on someone's desk, the business card is white and has a black QR code. I think they'll easily still want to flip it over, but then they have a QR code that they can scan to get easy access to you as well. If I was to put anything on the back, it would be a QR code, but something small so they still would want to flip it over so they always see my branding. So again, in my opinion on your business cards, keep it simple. I would not put only the areas you cover, how much insurance you have, what certifications you've taken, only the title of loan signing agent. That's just my opinion. If you putting that on there helps you, then do it. I wasn't even talking to you anyway. Just kidding. Keep it simple. Again, it's my logo, it's my name, it's my title, my phone number, my email, my website. Typical things in my social media handle. Typical things you would expect to see on a business card. Nothing extra. So what I want to say is, look at your business cards. Is it too extra? Is it too much? Do people ask you why you have certain items listed? Have you been asked about certain things? Does it matter? If you're not being asked about it, if it doesn't make sense, remove it. And business cards are not that expensive. You can get a whole bunch of them, and they get made fast and get shipped to you. I've modified my business card multiple times, and this is the current modification that I'm the most happy with. It's very simple, very to the point, and that's what matters, right? As long as you get the jobs, that's what matters. Don't put a lot of busy work on it, in my opinion. Okay, so I talked about the paper business cards. Let's talk about digital business cards. Are you familiar with digital business cards? So a digital business card is it's exactly what it is. It's digital. For example, on my iPhone, and I don't know if maybe Google, maybe Android does this, I don't know. But for example, on my iPhone, in my contacts app, you can create what is called My Card. And in that, you can put your picture, your name, your company, your title, your email, your website, your social media handles, all of that. You can put all of that, and it's for yourself. You're basically creating a contact for yourself, but then you mark it as My Card. So if you're in the Contacts app of your phone, and again, if you're watching on Spotify or YouTube, you'll see it at the very top of your contacts. It says My Card. And I can go to that and I can share my card. So I can text it, I can airdrop it, I can Bluetooth it. There's different ways I can share. Email, text, again, like I said, a lot of ways I can share my contact. And the other person will receive it on their device, and they have my digital business card. They can save it into their contacts. So that's what a digital business card is. It's basically your contact information that you transfer between electronic devices. That's a digital business card. And you can format it however you like. Just put whatever information you want in there, and you've got it. So that's a digital business card. Now, there's some websites that they create digital profiles for people. And those, for example, there's a lot. Okay, there's actually a lot that do it. The two most common are going to be Dot and Popl. Popl. Dot and Popple are the most common I see. Again, there's a lot of companies that do it, a lot of services that do it. Those are the two most common that I see. Dot and Popple, they create digital profiles for digital business cards, and they create NFC cards, which we're going to talk about in a minute. And basically, you create your own profile on there, and you can share it again. You can just share it. I think that costs money though. If you've got an iPhone, it's free. It's just in your contacts. You create your own contact, set it as my card, and you can share your digital business card that way. So that's one way to do it. Now the third way. It's this NFC business card. So what is NFC? It's near field communication. That's what NFC is. Near field communication. It's the size of a normal business card. It's the size of a credit debit card. And it's the same technology. Let me talk about this. All right, think about your credit card and debit card. Think about that. For a millennial, how did we pay with those? We swiped, right? We bought something, we swiped. That's how we purchased items. Well, a lot of scammers can, get your information through swiping. So a few years ago, like over 5 years ago or almost 10 years ago now, they put chips, right? The little microchips in your debit or business card or credit card. All right, you've seen those little microchips. And so a few years ago, you had the option. You can either swipe your card or you can insert your card or chip your card. And you inserted your credit card or debit card into the machine. And that was more secure. It was a lot more difficult for hackers to get your credit card information. So you would insert your card to make payments. Well, just recently, a couple years ago, now you have three options when you make a purchase. You can swipe, you can insert, or you can what? Tap. You can tap your card. That is the NFC, near field communication. So now you just touch your card on the payment device and it will take your payment because your information is all built into that NFC chip that's in the card. Well, these NFC cards, business cards, have the same technology. Now, think about your phone. Have you ever made a purchase through like Apple Pay or Google Wallet? Again, if you're like at the grocery store and you're buying groceries and you don't have your wallet, you can actually, you just unlock your phone and it brings up your, again, Apple Pay or Google Wallet, and you tap to make your purchase. Have you ever done that? That is NFC. Well, that same technology now are in these NFC business cards. And so I'm tapping phones to transfer my digital business card. Does that make sense? So that's what these NFC cards are. So the reason why I got this NFC card, I've been looking at these for a little while, but they're expensive. All right. Again, if I'm going to Dot or Popple, you can get some cards. I think they're a few dollars, or if you want like a really nice one, I think like metal ones, they cost like $60 to $80 for a nice metal business card, and they're going to etch and engrave your logo in there. And I was looking at that recently. That's why I got into this. I was looking at that. I got some upcoming networking events I'm going to go to. And sometimes when I'm out, I don't want to carry a stack of business cards. So let me tell you a story. A couple years ago, I did a training for the loan signing system on marketing, on how to market to get direct business. If you're a loan signing system student, I encourage you to watch that training because that's still how I market today. That gives me a lot of business. I'll put a link to that. If you're not a student, then please click on my affiliate link to become a student, and you can watch that training there. Someone at the end of my training, I had a Q&A. Somebody asked me, hey, have you thought about switching to NFC cards? And at the time I said, well, the real question is, are the people you're marketing to, are they using NFC cards? That's the real question. The real question isn't, should I be switching to NFC cards? The real question is, are they using it? And at the time I said, I personally, at the time, I'm not using them, but I was keeping an eye on them. I knew what exactly he was talking about. I'm sure a lot of people didn't. I was keeping an eye on NFC cards. And now that I got some upcoming networking events I'm going to be going to, I don't want to carry a lot of business cards with me all the time. This is very convenient to carry just one NFC card, which is the size of a credit card that can go right in my wallet. and it's sturdy, right? It's plastic, just like your credit debit card. It's sturdy. It's not going to fold like your business cards are going to fold. They're going to crinkle. They're going to wear. So that's another reason why I like the idea of NFC cards. So the real question to me is, are your clients, are they using NFC technology to accept business cards? But the real answer, in my opinion, is no, you don't want to switch today. Right? At the time of this recording, no, you don't want to switch to NFC cards. You want to add NFC cards. Have your business cards. Have them. I keep them in my briefcase. I keep them in my notary bag. I keep them in a little wallet in my vehicles when I'm out marketing. But I'm adding NFC cards so I can just tap. And if I was at a networking event, here's where they can come into beneficial. If you're at a networking event, so some networking events, you can put your business cards and people can just pick out your business card if they're interested in your service. So I was going to do that, and also was going to put this NFC card down where they can just tap it and get my information on their phone. And now my information is saved on their phone. So which website did I go to get my card? Did I pay $60 to $80 for this NFC card? I did not. I went to Amazon, and I'll put a link for these NFC cards. I got 10 blank NFC cards for $10. If you're looking, again, on Spotify or YouTube, it's just a blank black card. I can put a sticker on there, or I can just leave it blank. And I'm probably going to leave it blank. But I got 10 cards for $10. And it came to me the next day. And this is how it works. You're just going to download an app. It's on the Play Store, Android Play Store, and it's on the Apple App Store. And it's called NFC Tools. And you can watch YouTube videos on how to do it. It's so simple. You're going to open up the app. You're going to type in the website that you want this NFC card linked to. Tap it, and then it's now on this card. So now, I got an iPhone. I got my NFC card. I'm just going to push the power button. It unlocks it, but doesn't open it. And I'm going to tap it, and it pulls up a little icon. I'm going to open that icon, and it's going to go to my website. Or my link tree. That's how I have it set up. I tap it on their device. They just have to unlock it. Not like fully type in their code or anything like that. They just have to kind of unlock it. Tap it where you would if you were going to pay for groceries with your phone. Tap it in that same location. It's going to pop up. Here's the website. They touch that website. Boom, it opens up on their phone. You can set it up to do whatever you want. You can set up to a digital profile. You can set up to go to your Instagram or your website or your Facebook, whatever you want it to go to. You can set up these business cards. I got 10 for $10 that are blank. I just downloaded the app, connected it, boom. There you go. Digital business card. So now I don't need to carry a bunch of business cards on me. I just carry this one, and if someone's like, hey, what do you do? And I tell them, oh, very interesting. How do I know more about that? Hey, unlock your phone real quick. And I just tap their phone. Boom, they have my information. They got it. That simple. That easy. It's sleek. I like it. So I just got this NFC business card, and I just want you to help you add it to your marketing. Sure, yes, keep business cards. Keep it simple. Like the standard paper business cards. Keep it simple. Create a digital business card like on your phone that if you wanted to just quickly share it, text it, email it to somebody. If someone said, hey, can you send me your business card? What would you normally do? Take a picture of your business card and text it to them? I mean, sure you can. Or you create a digital business card on your phone and send them that. And they can save it. Get these NFC cards. You can have multiple. That way I can keep one in my notary bag. I can keep one in my briefcase. I can keep one in my vehicle, one in my wallet. So there's 4. I got 6 more. Who wants one? I'll give it to you. But yeah, I'll put a link in to get these. And you get some stickers made and stick them on there. Whatever you want to do. I'm just gonna keep mine blank. But it's just a little business card, and just a little addition to my arsenal of marketing. It's the marketing for the now. If I'm at a title company marketing myself, and they're like, hey, do you have your information? And I could see they're interested in tech. But yeah, just unlock your phone for me. Tap. Boom. There's my information. Save it to your phone, please. Hope that helps you guys. All right. I want to help you guys. This is it for now. This is my business card for now. I carry this NFC card now most of the time. And anyway, hope that helps you guys with your marketing and business cards. And I'll talk to you on the next episode. Keep kicking ass. Bye.